Hello, welcome to the Fat Runner channel. My name is Colin. Before I started running, I used to look like this, and now I look like this. And this video is a little update on my training for this week. Today is Friday, and that means it's long run day. So I'm at week 10 of a 12-week training plan. So some of you might have guessed this is going to be the longest and hardest week. Today's long run is 13 miles. So yeah, today's effort is going to be 8 miles easy, 4 at race pace, and then 1 easy to finish off with. So I'm very much doing a full dress rehearsal today. So you might have noticed I've got no running pack on. I've got a new running belt. My old one broke, but it wasn't particularly good anyway, so I bought one of those flip belts, which everyone seems to be the gold standard of running belts. So I thought I'd give it a go. Feeling good so far, but we're only less than 2 miles in. So I've got in my belt, I've got my soft flask, my 250ml soft flask full of Tailwind, which is my liquid nutrition. Obviously in race day I will rehydrate on the course at the water stations, but today what I've done, not entirely sure how this is going to work out, but I've stashed a water bottle right near my house as I was leaving this morning. So around mile 8 or 9 I will loop back to my house, and I'll pick up the water then. So bit of a gamble, but because, you know, I do sweat quite a lot, but we'll see how it goes. It's only a training run at the end of the day, but I just wanted to mimic the conditions as much as possible. I've got my faster shoes on that I'm planning to wear for the race. I've decided I'm definitely going to go with that now. The race vest on, I've decided that at the end of my last half marathon I was absolutely boiling by the end. So, and it being May now, we are looking to have potentially a heat wave. So it could get really hot. I mean, today for example, it's 6 AM now and it's about 10 degrees already, and by 9 o'clock today it's going to be about 14 or 15. So if we replicate that on race day, I'm going to be feeling like I'm running in 25 degrees. Yeah, I've brought my selfie stick with me. I'm going to keep that in my belt as well, and during the race pace miles I'm going to practice setting up and filming to see if it's going to be realistic for me to film while I'm running the race. I've not filmed during a race before. I feel a bit self-conscious, plus I worry about it affecting my performance. So if I try it today, I will realise, I will see whether it's practical or not. So, because I would love to film it all for YouTube, but I don't want to compromise the result at the end of the day. I'm sure you guys understand that. I don't have a proper little camera. I am using my phone, so it's a bit heavier than a GoPro. In terms of the route today, it's similar to the one I did last week, except I'm going to run a bit more of the bit different part of the course. So basically the course starts and finishes at the football stadium, so I'm going to head up towards the football stadium today and go down the proper start of the route. Yeah, so another thing to mention is I've not brought my headphones with me today because headphones are not allowed during the race, even phone conductor ones. So again, just trying to replicate race conditions as much as possible. To be honest, when I do race, I very rarely listen to music anyway. I just kind of like to soak up the atmosphere. What I'll do now is I'll sign off and I'll check back in when we're near the stadium. So we're almost at the stadium. In fact, there it is there. This thing over here. Did anyone watch that 80s movie, Flight of the Navigator? Well, this reminds me of that. It's the cover for an outdoor swimming pool, but it reminds me of when they had the spaceship covered up on that military airfield in Flight of the Navigator. One for the 80s kids, that. Right, so you can see the stadium's up here, so oh look, you can see my shadow. Yeah. Lovely long shadow of me running there. So, sun's out now, it's quite warm already. Right, so here you go. Colchester Community Stadium. So, I think the start / finish line pretty much here, I think. So this will be where we start, and the way I'm going now is going to be the first few miles of the course. In fact, I'm now going to be doing the first probably 4 or 5 miles of the course, pretty much as I'll be doing it on the day. Again, I don't know, it just mentally it's going to make me feel a lot more prepared for the race, having run the majority of the course already, having an idea of pacing, peaks and troughs, etc. And slightly annoying thing is, by the time I get to my race pace miles, I'll be off the course, but again, it's just to do with the logistics of stashing the water. So I would rather, I might as well go on this, run on the road for this bit. So slightly constricted start here, unless we go around both sides of that grass verge, which I guess we probably will. Again, with most marathons you get bottlenecks fairly early on. Just need to make sure I'm in the start corral. Might be a bit cheeky and start a bit further up than my predicted pace. Just I'm sure everyone does it. Not everyone, but some people. So maybe start with the 145 people. So here we go. What's this, Boxted Road, I think? So we're out here now. Plenty of pathway, quite tranquil, quiet. Good for filming, actually. Right, so we're going to continue on this route now for about 2 or 3 miles. It's pretty much straight, and then it kicks. It's quite a big downhill, so chance to get some extra rest in, and then we'll have the delightful North Hill in a little while, which love it. But yeah, oh look, what a surprise, they're building more houses. So just gone over, just done 5 miles. Now it's time to take my tailwind. So I have a 250ml soft flask. I have 3 scoops of tailwind in at this time, just for a bit of extra energy. So I'm going to take this now. So that's half gone. What I do now is so the good thing with this soft flask as well, it's from Decathlon, and it has a lock on top, so you can twist it around. Again, you can do this all one-handed. So now, squeeze the nib, just the last residual coming out. The stuff doesn't come out, so when you put it in your flip belt, it doesn't spray everywhere. So, and what I'll do is I'll take the other half around mile 9, just so I'm slowly taking on the energy instead of a massive hit at once. I also need to take my last caffeine strip. Again, I don't need it for the training run, but I like just to, so it's very much a dress rehearsal today. To get the timings right, get my body used to it. So I can't unwrap this and talk on the camera at the same time, so I'm going to side off. Right, so I've had a slight hiccup to the proceedings. 6.5 miles in, and I desperately needed the toilet. This is the problem with very early morning runs, is you're not being too graphic, but your digestive system hasn't always woken up in time to allow you to prepare fully before leaving the house. Let's just leave it there, shall we? So I had to stop off at the local supermarket. Fortunately, this is not the first time this has happened on a long run, so I tend to time my route to go past that supermarket around this time. Right, here we go. North Hill. I'm coming for you. Let's see if we can stay within my easy pace. I did it. Right, sorry, I had to stop filming and just get my breath back because that took a lot out of me, that hill. At the last 5 seconds, I just dipped under my easy pace, but overall, I think that went well. Obviously, race day will be a different kettle of fish where it's at race pace, but again, 1 hour 50-ish race, so plenty of time to make that back up. As I said before, so this bit is a flat, and then go down in a minute. I've got 0.3 miles until I hit my race pace. See this? It's quite a fairly steep downhill now, so I'm gonna speed up a bit. Just seen someone from my running club run past. In fact, that's Rob, who I went to the Vitality Big Half with. So that was good. Okay. I think I've settled into my race pace now. Took a little while to get the pacing right. Either too fast or too slow, but I've settled down a bit now. Let's go 6 past here. See, 0.4 of a mile in to my first race pace mile. Garmin is swearing at me a bit. I'm good. So, just to remind you, my race pace is between 8:35 and 8:55 a mile. Right, I'm struggling to get my pacing right, so I think I'm going to put the camera away for now and just focus on the task in hand. Doesn't mean I necessarily won't be running, I won't be filming on race day, but right now I've got to dial this pace in. So that is me done 13.12 miles. Like I said, 13-mile run, but I wanted to go over half marathon distance just to get my Strava May half marathon badge. I defy any runner to do a 13-mile run and then not round it up to a half marathon. Once I hit race pace, I stopped filming and I just carried on, to be honest. Race pace miles, I'll just get them paces up for you. Right, so we'll do the overall run first. So the overall run, 13.12 miles in 2 hours 11 minutes 51 seconds. Average pace of 10.03 minutes per mile. And over 1,700 calories burnt. So race pace, as I said, is 8:35 to 8:55 a mile. The first race pace mile was 8:51. The second race pace mile was 9:15, but I had to stop for traffic a few times, and also most of that was uphill up Ipswich Road, so it's going to be a bit slower. However, I then made the time back. Third race pace mile was 8:37, so right on the low end, and then lap 12 was 8:44, pretty much slap bang in the middle. And then my final easy mile was slightly too fast. But in terms of actual feeling tired and that, I feel alright. I feel I could go run for longer. After I did my 4 race pace miles, I actually found it quite hard to slow down. So normally in the past, once I've done a race pace mile or an interval mile or whatever, I sort of have to stop, walk for a minute and then catch up. Whereas this time, it took me a while, as I said, to slow down. I was doing about a 9.5 minute pace and had to slow it down. And as you can see, the final easy mile was actually about 7 seconds too fast. So that's really encouraging actually. I feel on top form, not gonna lie. I feel fitter than I have done for a long time. But yeah, I'm feeling, I think I've decided I'm not gonna film too much on race day because my tripod selfie stick thing that fell out of my belt a couple of times. It's fiddly to keep putting it in and out again, so I might just do a bit of freehand with the phone as I'm going along. But ultimately, yeah, if I ever get myself a GoPro or an Insta360 or something like that, it'll be a lot easier. But for now, it's too heavy, it's too clunky, and I'm still fairly new to racing really. And again, like that race pace, it's not necessarily hard, but it's not, I'm not used to just sitting at that pace and chugging along. Like, you know, I remember when I first started this training block, actually my easy pace, I struggled to just chug along at that easy pace. Now it's second nature and I chug along at that. But with this race pace, I'm constantly having to look at my watch. Am I too fast? Am I too slow? Constantly having to sort of give myself a kick up the bum to stick to the right pace, so I don't want to be filming and worrying about that as well. So the most important thing about doing a long run first thing in the morning is when you get to have a chocolate shake for breakfast. Nice recovery shake, and I need to go do my stretches quickly, and then time to start work. Right, I'll check in with you tomorrow. Morning everyone, it is Saturday. I've just come back for my final training session of the week, and I was a little bit silly. So it was supposed to be 6 miles easy and some strides, but I decided I'll go to park run first thing. I'll do an easy run around park run and then finish off the last 3 miles. Of course, I've not been to this Highwoods park run. I've not been there for a while, and thought to myself, well, I'll push it a little bit. I'll go for a sub 30 because I've not run that course for, I think, since October last year, and my PB then was 31:24, and it's a really tough course. So started off fairly slowly. Anyway, long story short, I ended up going round in 28:29, nearly a 3-minute PB on my previous time, and absolutely did myself in. So then 2.5 miles easy after that was very taxing, and I've just done my strides and I'm absolutely exhausted. But you know, I don't feel I've injured myself or anything. I just feel really tired, and tomorrow is a rest day. So that's the week done. That is probably my biggest training week ever, definitely now, I'm sure, actually. So let's go through it. So Monday, 4 miles easy. Tuesday interval session rounded out about 5 odd miles in the end. Wednesday was 4 easy and gym session. Then Thursday was a rest day. Friday was 13.1 miles, 9 of which were easy, 4 were hard, or race pace I should say. And then today, 3 miles hard, 3 miles easy, and some strides. So that should, I haven't done the maths yet, but according to the plan, that should have put me on about 32 miles for the week, which is, yeah, the most I've ever done. But I feel alright. I said I feel a bit broken now. But in terms of aches and pains, I feel fine. So I'm going to go home, have an electrolyte drink, I think, because I feel really quite dehydrated now. Get in the bath for a bit, and then enjoy the weekend. Thanks for watching, everyone. And yeah, 2 weeks to go now, tomorrow, till race day. Feeling really confident about hitting that target. I'm almost thinking maybe I could go for a sub 150, but I think that would be pushing it slightly. So, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. Let's go for sub 155. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone, and catch you later.